Longsword is somewhat of a middle ground between Sword and Shield speed and Greatsword's power. If Greatsword feels too slow to you but Sword and Shield feels too weak, Longsword is the weapon for you. 3rd generation's Longsword introduces a leveling system, so your Longsword will not be at peak performance the entire hunt. You will need to attack to build up a gauge, and use that gauge to pull off a complete combo in order to temporarily level up your weapon, increasing the damage it does. Only the last hit of the combo needs to hit for this level up to occur, and there are 3 levels: white, yellow, and red. This makes it somewhat of a technical weapon, as well as one that insists you play a little aggressively. It takes some getting used to, but is a lot of fun and very effective once mastered. Like Sword and Shield, and unlike Greatsword, you can run with your weapon out. You have 3 variations of what is called a Fade Slash, which is an attack which will let you reposition at the same time. They're all extremely helpful and a staple of good longsword play. There are longswords with all elements and status ailments except for sleep. You also cannot inflict KO or exhaust, and there are no attacks that will do impact damage with longsword. The longsword's main attacks have a pretty good vertical reach, meaning you will be able to hit parts of monsters that shorter weapons such as Sword and Shield may have trouble with. While this is all well and good, your attacks are often wide and sweeping, and if you're not careful, you can trip your teammates in multiplayer. Focus on using the vertical slash and thrust attacks to avoid knocking them down. While this is a common complaint levied towards longsword users, it is by no means the only weapon that can or will trip or launch teammates. All you can do is your own part to ensure the team succeeds. Longsword's a great weapon to start with, if you want decent mobility with attacks that still feel like they're powerful. That being said, I encourage you to experiment. If Longsword isn't working for you, try a different weapon. There are 12 weapon classes to choose from, 9 melee and 3 ranged. Try them all. All attacks with a longsword do cutting damage. Once the spirit gauge is filled, there is a temporary buff of 1.13 times until it stops glowing. Your damage increases for each gauge colored. For white, it's 1.05 times. For yellow, it's 1.1 times. And for red, it's 1.2 times. That's 20%, which is a pretty big buff.